week on One Devotion. A born sharpshooter shares the secrets of his singular talent. Two superstar teammates turn the microphone on each other. A rookie big man tries a mini version of his second favourite sport. And a trio of unbeaten giants punch the first tickets to the top 16. Meet Martynas Milaknis. The Žalgiris counter-guard is now in his 6th season with the club, and over that time he's become best known for one thing: draining three-pointers. In fact, he's made more three-pointers in his Euroleague career than he has even attempted two-point shots and free throws combined. According to Milaknis, there's a good reason for his three-point prowess. He was born with it.
I had an older brother, and he's a really good shooter, and my father has a good hand, so I think I was inherit this from my family.
Milaknis' professional career came about after shining at the Žalgiris Arvydas Sabonis basketball school. However, he was draining triples long before that.
I think it was like maybe when I was 9 or 10 years old. We had a rim on our house wall, and my first shot was from behind the arc, shooting only threes, and when my father saw, and he offers me, to start to play basketball.
By making so many three-pointers, Milaknis has become somewhat of an expert on the shot and just how much a couple of threes can mean in a game, both to the players and to the fans.
I had a couple times in my career, when you really starting hot, hot hand, and that day you feel, that you can beat the opponent by yourself. Just say to your teammates, just give me the ball and I, make all the shots. You take and make every single shot.
And when those shots start to fall, everybody loves it.
The fans, starting, to be excited, much more noises, emotions, everything. The feeling is great for me and for all the fans.
Now that Milaknis has become so well known for his shooting skills, the opposition has started to take notice.
In this age, everybody, had scoutings, everything, and everybody knows, which player can shoot, which, had strong penetration, everything. And when I, come on the court, I heard that coaches, says, oh, be careful, he's a shooter.
Daring his foes to stop him, Milaknis is willing to offer some free tips, like where he likes to shoot from most.
Definitely corners. Doesn't matter which side, but I think from the corners I shoot on much higher percentage.
And how he likes to get the ball.
The small guys playing pick and roll, you just watching in the weak side, and waiting for the ball to catch and shoot.
Now 28 years old, a few more seasons like the last one with Žalgiris could make Milaknis the club's all-time leader in three-pointers, made by overtaking former teammate Marcus Brown. What a tribute that would be to those talents he inherited from Dad. It may seem odd, considering the strong basketball traditions in two countries that are quite close geographically, that Pietro Aradori is the first Italian player in a Turkish club. That fact, however, is making his debut season with Galatasaray Live Hospital Istanbul truly special.
Some Italian players in the past went away from Italy. I think in Spain for sure, in Greece, in Russia, but never in Turkey, and I was surprised.
The novelty of being first did nothing to prevent Pietro from taking a big step towards the goal of establishing himself as an international level player. He had several options to do so, and Galatasaray struck him immediately as the right one.
I'm sure this is one of the best clubs in Europe. They compete at high level every year in the Turkish Championship, especially in Euroleague, and that's why I decided to come here.
Going on 26 years old, Pietro was always dedicated to basketball, but never before has he played a season away from home. To go abroad is never an easy choice, but where others might have felt insecurity, Pietro saw big opportunities.
Very positive things of my job is to know very different people from different culture. I think that you can improve not only like basketball player, but especially like person.
Having had foreign teammates in Italy, Aradori knows that the rich mix of cultures and languages found on Euroleague teams can sometimes create comic situations.
Yeah, one time was funny when I was in Siena. My roommate was Milovan Rakovic. He saw an animal in the TV, and he asked me whether I look like him, and he asked me how can he say that kind of animal in Italy. I say bello, but bello means nice, it's not an animal. And so he called me bello for like some weeks, and that was funny.
Learning new things off the court is necessary in order to integrate, and in Turkey, Aradori has smoothly handled what might be the toughest transition for any Italian: food.
They have very particular food, but they also have different style of restaurants all over the world. So it's not a problem. I know in Italy we have particular very good food like pasta, pizza, mozzarella, but I'm trying and I adapt everywhere.
To live well in order to play your best basketball. That is the main goal of Pietro's adventure in Istanbul, which will definitely make him a stronger player.
Every experience, every competition I do is something that helped me to improve, like basketball player, and I'm sure it can help me to grow up my knowledge.
Now let's go back and see what happened this week. 3 close games in Group A saw Unix Kazan gain a crucial home win, Real Madrid surviving Kaunas on the last play of the game, and Nizhny Novgorod triumph on the road. Real Madrid got back into winning ways against Žalgiris, but only just. The Spanish team was trailing by 9 deep inside the final quarter before mounting a superb comeback orchestrated by Sergio Rodriguez, ultimately surviving an attempted game winner from James Anderson on the buzzer. Unix Kazan enjoyed a similarly close victory to mark Yevgeny Pashutin's return to the bench, coming back from a double-digit deficit against Anadolu Efes, thanks to a late-scoring spree from Keith Langford. Nizhny Novgorod gained its second successive victory by holding on in an entertaining encounter in Sassari, with Taylor Rochesty again excelling with 29 points, including 5 triples. Real Madrid avoided a 3-way tie at the top by holding on against Žalgiris, while Unix Kazan moved back into the thick of the race for the top 16. Efes dropped into second. CSKA Moscow cruised to a comprehensive victory to move into the top 16. Maccabi edged a thrilling game of the week in France, and Malaga gained a home win over Cedevita. Group leaders CSKA Moscow maintained its perfect record and booked a place in the top 16 with an emphatic high-scoring win over well-beaten Alba Berlin. Nando De Colo top scored for the Russian team with 22 points, including 4 three-pointers. Maccabi Electra survived an astonishing comeback against Limoges, which trailed by 18 points in the third quarter, but roared back to take a late lead, only for Jeremy Pargo to come up with the goods in the final minute to seal the win. The group's action concluded with Unicaja getting 19 points and 4 assists from Ryan Toulson, en route to a victory over Cedevita, which wasn't confirmed until the closing stages. Dominant CSKA enjoys a 2-game lead over Unicaja and Maccabi, who in turn are 2 games ahead of Alba Berlin, with Cedevita and Limoges still harbouring top 16 hopes. In a week of impressive road wins, another victory for FC Barcelona has sent the Spanish team into the top 16, as Panathinaikos and Fenerbahce also prevailed on their travels. FC Barcelona delivered a formidable all-round display to coast to victory against Bayern Munich, whose new signing Bo McCaleb was unable to prevent his team sinking to its 4th straight loss. 5 different Barcelona players scored in double figures, including Juan Carlos Navarro, Bastian Nachbar and Deshaun Thomas, who all sank 3 triples. A similarly dominant display came from Panathinaikos, which always looked comfortable en route to securing its first road win of the season against Turów. On the back of 21 points from Lukas Mavrokefalidis, Nemanja Bjelica was the star as Fenerbahce won in Milan, scoring 11 points and adding 8 rebounds. Barcelona is guaranteed a place in the top 16, while Panathinaikos and Fenerbahce now have some daylight in joint second. The battle for 4th remains wide open. An astonishing week of action saw Olympiacos and Neptunas both win by 1 point at home, while Galatasaray edged Crvena Zvezda in the league's first double overtime in 2 years. Galatasaray's meeting with Crvena Zvezda was an instant classic, with the visitors' Marcus Williams setting a new Euroleague record with 17 assists. But that still wasn't enough for a victory, as weekly MVP Zoran Erceg hit a huge 3-pointer with 2 seconds remaining to force overtime, and Carlos Arroyo eventually took over to seal a pulsating victory. Olympiacos mounted a stirring comeback behind Vasilis Spanoulis to defeat Valencia, but only after the visitors hit a potentially game-winning triple a fraction after the buzzer had sounded. Neptunas also survived the late scare against Laboral Cucha, who couldn't get a shot away before the buzzer and lost by 1. Olympiacos is into the top 16 and on the verge of clinching the group with a 3-game lead, while victories for Galatasaray and Neptunas have created a 3-way tie for second.
Hola, soy Rui Fernández y como veis seré yo también, así que vamos aquí a hablar un poco de baloncesto para que sepáis un poco más de nuestra vida en el Real Madrid. Bueno, Sergi, yo tenía una pregunta de ¿cómo haces para meter esos triples tan espectaculares que haces como un poco de Chauncey Billups, esto que hacer los tiros a dejar?
Bueno, esos triples yo siempre digo que son los fáciles, ¿no? Porque se te acaba la posesión y tienes que tirar el balón para arriba y bueno, a veces tienes la suerte de que entren y otras pues pegas un tablerazo.
Bueno, fáciles no son.
Y tú, Rudy, ¿cuáles son tus rituales, tus manías antes de un partido?
Bueno, no suelo tener muchas manías, pero sí que es cierto que la única que sí que la llevo estricta es la de vendarme el pie izquierdo antes que el derecho, eso siempre, y después casi siempre como lo mismo, que es pasta y pollo y nada más. ¿Tú? ¿Tú tienes algún ritual antes de...?
No, yo el único así que tengo es salir el último del vestuario y del túnel también a la pista, cuando se puede. Aquí en el Real Madrid y en la selección pues hay otros más veteranos que no me dejan, pero ese es un poco... Y el de la comida pues también, un poco de pasta y pollo siempre antes de jugar. ¿Cuál es el rival más complicado contra el que te has enfrentado?
Bueno... Hay muchos, pero siempre Oleson es un jugador que defiende muy duro, es un jugador que defiende bastante bien. Y después como equipo, pues Valencia es un equipo también que utiliza mucho la fuerza, tiene muy buenos defensores como es Sato, como es Van Rosso, Pau Rivas, Rafa Martínez, y siempre suele costar.
¿Qué jugador te ha reflejado? O sea, ¿con qué jugador has crecido? ¿Con qué jugador te has visto como decir, quiero ser como él?
Bueno, yo siempre he tenido como ídolo a Michael Jordan, ¿no? Por eso tengo el número 23. Creo que ha sido el mejor jugador que ha pisado una pista de baloncesto, hacía cosas increíbles con el balón que solo él podía hacer y es un poco pues, en el que siempre me he fijado.
¿Y jugador en activo que ahora digas, este jugador está a un nivel espectacular?
Bueno, hay muchos jugadores que me han ayudado mucho durante mi carrera, ¿no? Uno sería Rafa Martínez, cuando estaba en Manresa pues siempre me fijaba en él y siempre me daba muy buenos consejos. Aquí en el Real Madrid, Raúl López pues también es uno de los grandes bases, ¿no? del baloncesto español y siempre también me fijaba en lo que hacía y también me ayudaba mucho y un poco pues esos dos en los dos equipos que he estado. ¿Cuál es tu mejor recuerdo de un partido tuyo de Euroliga?
Pues he tenido varios, pero sí que es cierto que si tengo que elegir uno me acuerdo mi primer año como jugador de Euroliga, que fue con el Juventud, y fue un partido contra Málaga que ganamos en el último, o sea, creo que quedaban 2 centésimas y toqué el balón para ganar el partido y la verdad es que tengo muy buen recuerdo de ello porque era el primer partido, digamos, de Euroliga y encima ganamos de esa manera.
In addition to his first love of basketball, Euroleague rookie Colton Iverson has another sporting passion.
Try this one out.
The Laboral Cucha Victoria Centre is a very keen golfer, having been introduced to the sport by his golf-mad parents.
Ever since I was a little kid, my parents were always on the golf course, and so they'd go out and they'd let me ride along on the golf cart. And so ever since I could walk, basically, I've been trying to swing a club, and then obviously as I got older, I got a little bit stronger and was able to do a little bit better.
Although he continued to play regularly during his childhood, before too long Colton found his time on the course severely restricted by other priorities.
I did some tournaments when I was younger, but basically once I got to middle school, I knew basketball is what I wanted to do as a serious sport and professionally. And so I ultimately just quit everything and focused on summer basketball and then teams in the winter, and then wanted to make that my primary focus.
Colton continues to play whenever he finds the time and is also marrying into a golfing family. His fiancée and her sister were teammates on the university golf team.
My fiance's sister just turned pro this year. Every tournament she goes to, we're following her and keeping up to date with her and how she's doing.
Standing at 2 meters 13, it's no surprise that Colton finds most golf clubs far too small.
I actually just got my first custom set of golf clubs this summer with a 2-inch extension, so it's a little bit easier on my back and I don't have to work so much to get down and hit the ball.
Despite their size disadvantage, Iverson says that more and more basketball players are taking up golf.
A lot of players do have to get extensions on their club, especially the bigger guys, but I think it's becoming a more common hobby for basketball players nowadays.
Hobby or not, those players bring competitiveness with them from the basketball court to the golf course.
I'm a pretty relaxed golfer. I don't get too big of a temper, but I am pretty competitive, so if I'm losing to whoever I'm playing with, I like to step it up and, you know, get the better shot next time.
In the Euroleague, Iverson is already known for his shots near the basket. Not least, the much-needed game winner for Laboral Cucha. But a trip to the local miniature golf course in Vitoria proved that in golf, at least, his short game still needs work.
That was a little better.
Hi Turkish Airlines Euroleague fans, and welcome to Who Said Newcomer. Today we're with Crvena Zvezda Telekom Belgrade. Marcus Williams against Mike Zerbes. Let's play! Hi guys, here's the first question. Tell us a well-known monument of the city.
Temple of Svetizava. Okay.
A typical dish.
Cevapcici.
Can you say something in Serbian?
Smrda. Smrda.
Who is the team captain?
Luka.
Mitrovic. I got the full name, so
I got it.
Which player spent the most years at the club?
Branko Lazic.
I would say Bobby.
Tell us the colours of the team logo.
Red and white.
I'm still waiting, there's one more, guys.
Colors in
blue.
team logo? It's gold.
What? Is it? Red, white, and gold?
Okay, we're tied with one more question. When was the basketball team founded?
1945.
Something between 40 and 50. I think
45? 40?
You sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. 1945.
1946. In August? 1945? That's better.
I don't know what month,
Me neither,
but I know that somebody was playing in 45.
Well done, Marcus. You're the winner.
I thought something between 40 and 50.
How are you going to celebrate this win?
I mean, I'm gonna just go out here and talk about Mike to everybody else. Tell them how I was smarter than him. Like I told them I would be.
Okay, guys, thanks for playing. See you next time.
On an incredible night at the Abdi Pechki Arena in Istanbul, Zoran Erceg delivered a magnificent performance to earn the honour as B-Win MVP for round 6 of the regular season, as his Galatasaray Live Hospital team outlasted Crvena Zvezda Telekom Belgrade 110-103 in double overtime. He finished the night with a total of 32 points, burying 4 of 7 shots from the three-point arc and converting all 14 of his free throw attempts. He also added 7 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 assists and drew 10 fouls, taking his personal index rating to a career-high 41, the best achieved by any player so far this season. Let's check out the top 5 plays of the week.
Number 5, Kazan, Russia. It's Anadolu Efes Istanbul on offense and Cedi Osman drives. He misses, but Dogus Balbay showing determination and athleticism to rise over traffic for a great putback dunk. Number 4, Limoges, France. Into the final seconds of the third quarter, Maccabi miss. The ball comes to Leo Vesterman. And he drops it in. Incredible, miraculous three-quarter court buzzer beater. Just about got the shot away in time. And watch it drop in for him. Leo Vesterman. Number 3, Milan, Italy. Fenerbahce Ulker Istanbul on a fast break and looking to score. Ricky Hickman, he misses, but Jan Vesely soars to the rim and detonates an awesome putback dunk. Look at the power on this. Number 2, Munich, Germany. FC Bayern Munich with the ball, but Mario Hezonja steps in, gets it back, sends up the pass, and Tomasz Satoransky. Incredible finish. And the number 1 play of the week in Istanbul, Turkey. Incredible finish. Final seconds, Galatasaray down by 3. Zoran Erceg somehow forcing overtime by banking an off-balance triple from way downtown with 2 seconds remaining.
Several key matchups in the hunt for top 16 positions, a classic game of the week and a rematch of one of the last season's semi-finals brings plenty of emotion to regular season round 7 next week. Nizhny Novgorod welcomes Žalgiris Kaunas to Russia for a pivotal clash in Group A. Nizhny counts on its top scorer Taylor Rochesty to have a hotter hand than the offensive ace for Žalgiris, the versatile James Anderson. Also in Group A, Real Madrid welcomes Unix Kazan, while Dinamo Sassari hits the road to face Anadolu Efes Istanbul. In Group B, Tel Aviv hosts the latest chapter in the classic rivalry between Maccabi Electra and undefeated CSKA Moscow. Sonny Weems led CSKA to a blowout win over Maccabi when these teams met in Moscow, while Sylvan Landersberg comes off a career-best performance last week for Maccabi. Elsewhere in Group B, Alba meets Unicaja for a critical showdown in Berlin, while Cedevita Zagreb hosts Limoges CSP. Group C leader FC Barcelona tests its invincibility so far against visiting EA7 Milan. It's another opportunity for Ante Tomic to show his wide-ranging skills under the boards, and for Milan's emerging force inside Samardo Samuels to try to stop him. In the same group, Fenerbahce Ulker welcomes PGE Turov to Istanbul, and Panathinaikos hosts FC Bayern Munich in Athens. In Group D, the game of the week features Olympiacos Piraeus putting its perfect record on the line in a visit to Laboral Cuccia Vittoria. The hosts will rely on Thomas Hertel, author of 8 three-pointers last week, while big man Bryant Dunstan tries to dominate the paint for the Reds. Group D also has Crvena Zvezda taking on Neptunas Klaipeda in Belgrade, and concludes with Valencia in a must-win game against Galatasaray Live Hospital. All this coming next week in the Turkish Airlines Euroleague.